Hello everyone. We recently did a video about a really cool EV rental company called UFODRIVE. In case you haven't seen that video yet, here's a small pop-up, it should bring you directly there. In case you have already seen it, we also did an interview with their CEO, Aidan McClean, and he revealed some really fascinating information about his business. That is this video, so please enjoy.
So at UFO Drive, everything is different to the normal car rental experience. The location where our customers collect their car is completely different. The concept behind the UFO Bay is that it's located in a really premium and convenient location at both airports and city centres. When you arrive at the UFO Bay, you experience showroom type experience with high intensity LED lighting, brightly painted walls, on-site chargers, and of course, amazing electric cars. So from every aspect of the UFO Drive experience, it's not just about an app making your seamless rental process, it's also about enjoying a premium experience.
Mr. McClean, nice to meet you. Thank you for giving us this time for this interview.
No, thank you for having me.
So I'm looking forward to talking about UFO Drive.
Or UFO Drive, as we call it.
UFO Drive.
UFO Drive, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So UFO
Well, it
Drive.
depends on where you're from. If you're from France or Germany, it's UFO Drive. If you're from Ireland or England, it's UFO Drive.
Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. So could you maybe tell us what makes UFO Drive different?
Yeah, so really everything. My personal experience of traveling was I always had a very difficult car rental experience, always queuing, always waiting, 45 to 50 minutes on average before I left an airport. Never got the car I wanted, got pushed insurance, the key collection process, the paperwork, every single thing manual, slow, and massively time consuming. So I wanted to change everything. So from UFO Drive's perspective, hello?
Yeah, we are currently in an airport, so if you hear any background noises, we were expecting it. So.
Yeah. So from an UFO Drive perspective, every single stage of the customer experience has been retaught from purely the customer experience perspective. So with UFO Drive, it takes 2 minutes to rent a car and to drive away. So we call it arrive and drive. Every stage of the process is automated on the app, from car inspection to car opening to insurance to everything. So you use your phone, 2 minutes, three taps, and you drive away. We wanted to try and encourage people to transition to electric vehicles because I believe that's going far too slowly. Yeah. And one of the things we wanted to do was take the fear of electric vehicles and range and charging away by setting up an all digital, all electric car rental company, and by effectively making electric cars mainstream. So that's what we do, and with the technology we try to make that experience super easy and super fast and simple.
UFO Drive, that's a really interesting name.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Well, yeah, it's interesting. I wrote a paper, it's got a business case in semi-anger, having had a bad rental experience on the way back from a European city. I was on the plane with my partner, Gabriella, and she said, what are you going to call the company? And I said, well, I want it to be an out-of-this-world experience. That's the key thing. She said, well, then call it UFO, which I laughed. So I hastily put down UFO on the paper and said, okay, I'll rename the company later, like Fast Drive or something. And the name stuck, people like it, and it works and it's memorable and it reflects the brand.
So the app is actually really simple, and you've made an entire experience actually a real breeze, super simple. And my question really is, what's stopping the competition from seeing it and doing the same?
Well, they can. I mean, I welcome competition. I'm certainly not afraid of competition. Our concept is to try and make this really fast, simple, and easy for the customer. Now, a lot of legacy organizations, not just car rental companies, have legacy systems, legacy business models, large staffs. So take car rental, for example. You have rental desks in airport, you have staff by lots of people. That takes time to change. You don't just flip a company that's been around for 50 or 60 years to be a fully digital automated company overnight. From my experience working in financial services, that takes a long time. And our view is that we will help to make that happen faster. So I'm pretty happy if all the companies go to app-based and electric cars. We think we will be better because we're constantly innovating. And I encourage competition.
That's very interesting. Yeah, they're just big, inflexible companies.
No, most big organizations been around for 100 years are.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. We've seen that in the automotive industry over and over. When people are trying to adapt to EVs, they just can't.
Well, it's an enormous industry. There are millions of rental cars, and particularly in Europe, where most rental cars are diesel cars. Now we have to get away from diesel at a first step, never mind petrol. So I think that trying to encourage that transition, making the process simple for customers, taking the fear of range, anxiety and charging away 100% via technology with the electric cars, yeah, slowly but surely we'll make that change.
Basically, on that same topic, like from all of CleanTechnica, we wanted to just congratulate, saying how amazing that actually is, and we're all for that mission. And we were actually curious, do you track how many CO2 you guys have saved in total? Not just by the cars, but also from all the paperwork that you don't have to do.
That's a good point. For the paperwork, no, I hadn't thought of that. We do count exactly what we saved in terms of customer footprint for CO2. We do several different things. Well, I don't count the paper. We're digital anyway, so we have no paper whatsoever. So and our office is quite lean. But I think what we do is, with every aspect of the company, the vision is not just to create a great experience, to create a green experience. So, for example, our cars are not cleaned with water. So we try to be green on the cleaning of the cars as well. So all the cars are cleaned on location while they're charging by our outsourced provider in every location we have in the 10 cities we operate in.
Without water?
Without water, yes, no H2O product.
How does that work?
It's a chemical process that breaks down the dirt, the green process, and we use paper towels to clean away the dirt, and there's no residual on the ground, there's no water being used in the process, so that's how it works.
That is just amazing. We're gonna have to look into that. That sounds astonishing. I did not see that coming at all. I mean, the car, I heard that you guys clean them in the bay, but...
Well, that's fundamental to our business model, because we don't like waste of motion. So the only person that moves our cars are our customers. And that's the purpose of the model.
I mean, I knew obviously that, you guys, UFO Drive, you do mostly EVs. You guys are,
only EVs.
Only EVs, exactly, the cleaner version of things. But I didn't expect you guys to be this clean in every single aspect. That is really, it's a very similar mentality to what Tesla is aiming to do, and I just was not expecting that.
What we now do, additional feature we added a number of months ago, is that we actually give a €1 credit for every 100 kilograms of carbon saved by our customer to a green energy fund. It's a sustainable energy product developments around the world. So the idea is that we're trying to help encourage, as part of a charitable type donation, sustainable energy production, not just sustainable energy use. In addition to that, when you drive an UFO Drive car, we try to reward the customer for saving carbon. So not only have they saved carbon by driving an emissions-free car, we give them a cash credit for future rentals. So it's like a double carbon saving.
It's really impressive, actually. And I'm actually curious about one particular detail. The terms and conditions. I mean, I looked it up on the website. I mean, who actually does that, right? I mean, most people, they just think terms and conditions.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But when I looked through, they were actually pretty short. It was concrete, and it wasn't encoded in corporate lingo. And I was really surprised at that. Was that one of your goals?
Absolutely. So every step of the process is taken from a customer experience, even the terms and conditions. And we didn't want to create something which was onerous to read, which left the consumer thinking, is there something tricky here? Is there a hidden condition I'm going to be ripped off by? So the idea was, with our lawyers of course, to make this super simple and lean terms and conditions that anybody, even part-time lawyers, can understand.
Further on in the website, what I also saw is some of the partners you list, and some of them make a lot of sense. I mean, you like putting your UFO Drive bays in airports and so on. So when I saw Lufthansa as a partner, that made total sense. But then I also saw Tesla as a partner. Big Dutch bank called ING as a partner, also Eneco, which is a huge energy provider that makes electricity and energy for houses. Why are those partners, and what's the nature of those partnerships actually?
Well, the idea is to try and spread awareness of the brand and spread awareness of electric cars. I mean, all too often, every day
it's a very important goal that we share, absolutely.
Absolutely. Every day I meet people. I actually was in a bank in Ireland yesterday with a senior banker, and I was telling him about our product. And he said to me, it's a great idea. I love the cars, I love the whole experience, but I wouldn't use it because I need to drive to Cork every day. Now, Cork's a 200-kilometre drive from Dublin. He had no idea that the range of the car is well sufficient to take you from Dublin to Cork and halfway back, and there's a supercharger on the way, by the way. Yeah. So it's awareness lack. There's a lack of awareness, and people just do not understand that the infrastructure is in place. It does work. I've driven all over Europe in electric cars myself. It does work. It's a slight mind shift change, but it's a better mind shift change. Yeah. So our idea was to partner with big organizations like ING and Miles and more to try and spread that awareness into those organizations. Because obviously as a startup company, we don't have the same firepower and marketing that a big brand would have. So we've gone ground up to spread awareness.
Could you tell me also some more about UFO Drive for enterprise and solutions?
Yeah, so we try to see two sub components for business in addition to the main consumer rental. So with UFO Enterprise, the idea is that big corporates that have large fleets for their staff and sometimes use rental services, we want to encourage them to think electric. We want to give carbon credits to that organization. So for example, if a multinational organization is transiting a staff member executive from one side of the Atlantic to the other, they're obviously consuming a carbon footprint. So our idea is that they will rent an electric, we will build an electric facility for them in their corporate headquarters, allow them to offset the carbon credit for that until we get electric planes. And the idea would be that we'd encourage them to move to an electric future. And then with UFO Drive solutions, that's more on the technology side. So the technology and data we are collecting about electric cars, how they work, where you can charge, where you can't charge, which routes are congested, which routes we're saving the most carbon on, all of that data we're packaging up into a software solution, which we're working on with something that's going to come later in the year.
Wow, that's actually
noisy.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. No, but actually,
we've eliminated that noise. That's gone now.
Exactly, and just makes such a big difference when you're in that car and it's just more peaceful. Thank you so much for your time, and it was really enlightening.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, I really hope you've seen our UFO Drive video. It's a really cool video. It's right there. And other than that, have a nice day. Till next time.